Over time, many mobile games have been released and deleted for various reasons. Some for normal reasons, some for controversies, some for weird reasons, and some for just no reason. Well, today I have 20 mobile games and apps that I'm going to be talking about. Some of them were deleted for controversy reasons, some were deleted for no reason, and some of them even have dark and disturbing backstories behind them. Before starting, I just want to say, if you want to download any of these apps, be careful, because now that they're deleted off of any official app stores, you can still download them on websites, but just be careful if you do end up downloading something like an APK of one of these games, just because it could have viruses or malware or spyware. So just be really careful if you want to download any of these. I don't really condone downloading any of these or go searching for them, but if you really want to, it's your choice. Just be really careful because there could be viruses and stuff. But anyways, let's start the list. Light apps were a very popular category of apps back in the 2010s. What these apps were basically demo or free trials of normal apps that were released that costed money. Some of these apps would have fewer content or less levels, or just like block you off at a certain point from progressing because it was a free version of an app that you could probably download for 99 cents or $1 or $2. It's nice that they actually made some of these light apps because it's like you can test this game out before you try it. But over time, they have become a lot less prominent. Many people would just rather upload their games or apps onto the App Store without making a light version, and people would just download them anyway, or buy them. But back then, light apps were very popular, especially for people who might not have had enough money to download full apps. And yeah, some of the apps were under the category of free, light, or any other kind of term like that. And a lot of them have just been deleted over time because they haven't been updated, and some of them have become completely lost, and it's just the reality of some of these apps. But some of the light apps were a lot of fun, some of them weren't that great. 2. YouTuber apps. Now, YouTuber apps were a pretty popular thing back when YouTube became mainstream in the mid-2010s. There were a lot of YouTubers who released their own apps, and they were basically just like YouTube clones. I made a video before about some YouTube clones. It was like that, but for a certain YouTuber. I remember having the DanTDM app, and I remember using it like one time and thinking, why not just use YouTube? Like, I don't understand why you would want to go on an app just to watch YouTube videos when you could just download YouTube for free or go on the YouTube website. But these apps were something that were a thing, and they were kind of big, kind of not that big, but a lot of them have been deleted, and I honestly can't really find any of them anymore. Now, of course there was a DanTDM app, but also there was like the LonnieDos app, which, just want to say, shout out to LonnieDos. I'm probably going to end up using some of his footage as background footage, because he played a lot of these apps that I'm talking about. And he had his own app as well. I never downloaded it, but it kind of looks pretty cool. Now, the only one I did find funny enough was a YouTuber who quit. It is the Jenna Marbles app. I was actually looking for a different app, but I found this and I thought, hey, I could just record a quick little segment showing what it's like for the YouTuber apps. Well, it didn't work at all. I opened it and it just showed a picture of Jenna Marbles, and then it didn't show any of her videos because the company probably like shut down or something, and a lot of the apps were just deleted over time and all the content was deleted. And something funny but also kind of sad is that for some of the YouTuber apps like the DanTDM app, Maker Studios made it. If you know Maker Studios at all, they were the company behind, they were like a multi-channel network for YouTubers to apply to. And I think one of the benefits around the time was mobile apps for YouTubers. And Maker Studios actually shut down and was bought by Disney and left a lot of YouTubers not really able to upload anymore. Now, I'm not going to go into the full history of Maker Studios, but they have a pretty interesting history, and it's kind of cool, but also kind of weird that they made some of these YouTuber apps, but it's not that shocking. Scott Cawthon apps. Many of you probably know Five Nights at Freddy's. It's one of the most popular horror game franchises of all time. But before Five Nights at Freddy's, the developer Scott Cawthon made many different mobile games. Kinda weird considering that he makes mainly PC games like Five Nights at Freddy's now. And he only makes Five Nights at Freddy's now. But he made mobile ports of games like Five Nights at Freddy's, all of the mainline ones besides from like the newest one. And he also made a ton of other apps. You may know some of them like There's No Pause Button or T3rr0r and Sons, and those apps were all mobile apps at first. Now some of them were ported to PC such as T3rr0r and Sons or The Desolate Room and Desolate Hope, but a lot of them have actually become lost media. One of them that I can think of is Fighter Mage Bard. It's this weird like RPG pixel game. It's actually kind of fun, and I used to play it a lot because I actually downloaded it. But then in 2018, a lot of his apps were just deleted and removed. And then sometime in like 2021, I think he deleted his entire like account on the App Store and moved all the Five Nights at Freddy's games to Click Team because they had their own mobile like developer kind of thing. And now they're not even listed. None of Scott's games are listed on the App Store anymore, and you just can't play them anymore. I do plan on making a separate video sometime, I don't exactly know when, but talking about Scott Cawthon's games and old animations. But it's really sad that some of these mobile apps have been deleted because some of them were a lot of fun, like There's No Pause Button, 20 Useless Apps, and a lot of other ones. So, yeah. CookieDozer. CookieDozer is one of those apps that you would download and then get obsessed with it for like a week or two, then just stop playing it and never play it again. But if you know any of those coin dozers at arcades, it's basically like that, but with cookies. So this is very obviously marketed towards kids, and the company that made it made other coin dozer apps, and this one was deleted. Now, I've actually downloaded this one, and it's not even that bad of a game. It's pretty fun, but also, like, kinda encourages gambling to kids. But not really, I don't know. The company made a few of those kinda gambling kinda games. But it's like a decent app, and it looks like very primitive for the time it was made. Not even for the time it was made, just it is primitive now, because in the 2010s, the 3D art style for a lot of stuff looked very interesting, and it has like a cool style to it actually. And in the game, you basically put cookies down and it dozes them off, and you could get more cookies, you can level up. One cookie is like 1 XP point. I think some of the other ones could be extra XP points. It's not a bad game, it's just that like it's a coin dozer game. They're not very fun normally because they're usually very like scam-like, but this one's kind of fun. You can also collect treats in the game, where I think if you collect like a certain amount, you can get like a bonus or something, and you can like sell and buy them for like the sugar that you can get in the game, where each level you get a certain amount of sugar, and you can buy power-ups like a giant cookie that slams down and makes all the cookies go everywhere, and you get extra points and whatnot. It's not a bad game, but like, still kind of gambling. So while editing, I found this pretty cool video of some people who made like CookieDozer in real life. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't believe it. CookieDozer is real. Nova 3. Nova 3 is a very nostalgic game to me. Me and my brother used to play this game all the time on our old like iPad mini 2s or some device like that. Now, this game, you can still like buy it, but you can't download the free version of it. The paid version is like $6, which is, I bought it, and just saying, it's not worth it. Now, there's a campaign mode, which is actually not that bad, but it's not like the best thing ever. It's okay, I guess. It's like a cool little campaign, but I want to focus on the multiplayer. The multiplayer mode is definitely where the game shined in my opinion. It was basically, imagine like a Call of Duty type game, but for iPads and phones and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun to play, but sadly they shut down the online part sometime in the late 2010s or something, maybe in early 2020s. And it's really sad because this game was a lot of fun. However, if you still have the free version of it, you can still play online if you're still logged into your old account, which is actually kind of cool. But it would be nice if you could still just like log in or make an account now and still play online. But you can't. You can only play the campaign mode if you buy the game, and the free version, if you don't even have it installed, you can't even install it really again. But it was a really fun game for its time, and I have a lot of memories with it, and it was actually a really cool game. It had this really nice, like, futuristic look, almost like it was like it's set in the future, in some, like, maps and stuff. It's actually a pretty cool app. I really wish it was, like, back on the App Store. SpongeBob Marbles and Slides. This game, I remember this so vividly. I remember downloading SpongeBob apps, and I downloaded this one. I had quite a bit of fun with it, but I didn't really play it that much. But it was basically this like marble app where you would have to draw to get the SpongeBob and or Patrick marbles down to like this little like sinkhole or something. It was a pretty cool app. It was like a puzzle game basically, and it had SpongeBob in it. But the game doesn't really work anymore, even if you have it downloaded, because it's just such an old app, which kind of sucks, but it was like made for a really old like phones and stuff. So because of that reason, they never decided to update it, and now it is lost. But it was a lot of fun when it was around. I really like the art style with like the menus and stuff. It has like this nice flashy, almost like a circus look to it. It's really cool and really eye-catching actually. Mine Run 3D. Now, I bet many of you know about the game Pixel Gun 3D. It is a popular Minecraft-looking shooter game, and the company that made it made an old game called Mine Run 3D. Now, this game was basically like a Temple Run, Subway Surfer, Endless Runner Minecraft game, and it's honestly really cool, because with Pixel Gun now, they have like more of a defined style. It looks more like, almost like a Minecraft Roblox-ish game, with like newer, more like detailed skins and whatnot, cool like characters and stuff. But back in like the old 2013 to like 2015 days of Pixel Gun, they had this like very strictly Minecraft look to it, and it was really charming honestly, even though it was like basically like a ripoff of Minecraft but with guns. And Mine Run 3D kept this cool art style, and you just run like it's in Subway Surfers. You can collect coins and gems. You can even get different skins and stuff. Now, why was this game deleted, and what was the purpose of it? Now, the game was just like deleted because it probably wasn't performing that well. It was like, there's not much footage of it on YouTube actually. But there is something really cool that I learned with this game. I don't know if this is like fully true, but I heard about it in a video that someone made about it. I'll link it in the description. It's actually really cool. I suggest you go watch that person's video. Now, this app was actually advertised in Pixel Gun 3D back in like 2013-ish, which is kind of cool, you know? It would show like, hey, download this app, and maybe it gave you like a certain amount of coins or gems, like, hey, if you play this app for like 10 minutes and download it, you can get like 5 free gems, you know? That's probably what they did with it, but the game is now lost and deleted. You can't play it anymore. Now, in that video that I saw, the guy did download it from an APK, which I don't really suggest because, like, could get viruses and whatnot. But I suggest for you to watch that video. I'll link it in the description. It's actually like a really well put together video, and it's like a documentary almost, and that's where I found out about the game actually. And it's like pretty cool. Lost Balloons games. I bet many of you know the series Balloons, from Bloons Tower Defense 5 to Bloons Tower Defense Battles, or maybe Bloons Tower Defense 6, which is the newest game. The company has made a lot of Bloons games, even back in like the early 2000s with their first Bloons game. Now, a lot of the old Bloons games are actually just deleted off of mobile stores anyway, so the only way to play them is by downloading them if you already have them downloaded. So it's already difficult to play them, but I'm focusing on two specific games because they're just so secretive and so mysterious. The first is Hot Air Balloon. I think it was a port of a PC game that they made. It's like kind of like this endless scroller game, kind of like a Flappy Bird-ish game, but you kind of like glide along. Now, this game was released on mobile stores, but was deleted sometime after, and you can't play it anymore, and there's not much footage of it on YouTube actually. And it looks like a okay-ish game. It looks like an older Bloons game. It's probably not that fun, not to sound mean, but you know. And then another Bloons game, which is even more interesting, is Bloons Festive Fun. Now, this was, I'm pretty sure, a mobile exclusive, and it was like the normal Bloons gameplay, not the tower defense, but like the original Bloons, where you would like throw a dart and it would pop a certain amount of balloons. And this game had a calendar, kind of like a advent calendar, where each day a new level would release, I think, or maybe they were all unlocked from the beginning. And basically, it was like the normal gameplay, but it was a Christmas theme. It had a lot of holiday things, you know, lots of like snow, Santa Claus, whatnot. And this game was only out for like a month. It started, I think, on like December 1st, and it ended like January like 10th of 2010, and it was released like December of 2009. This was such a limited game, and it's super difficult to even find any footage for it. There's like a little bit, and it's just crazy that this game was out for a single month and was deleted. And now like the Bloons series is such a big series, and a lot of people know about it, but not many people know about these two lost games that were on mobile devices. YouTube Capture. Ew, what the fuck? YouTube Capture. YouTube Capture was basically this editing app. I remember using it in the super early days of when I used to make videos. Not even like a couple years ago, but I mean like in 2015 and 2017 and stuff. It was a very long time ago. And that channel's now deleted, sadly. But I used to use this app because I didn't know how to like edit at all. I sucked at editing back when I was like very little and stuff. But this app actually kind of made me learn how to edit a little bit, even if it was just adding like 2 videos together to make like a full video. I thought I was such an editor back then. And the app was not bad really, but it wasn't great. And it was a official YouTube app, by the way. And there was even a full YouTube video on the YouTube channel, which is kind of cool, about this app. And now it's deleted, you can't download it anymore. But it was definitely a cool little editing app for its time. It was definitely for like beginners on YouTube. But it was pretty cool. I don't really care if this app comes back, because there's many more better alternatives. But it was definitely cool for its time, and definitely cool for like early editing stuff for YouTubers. 3D Break the Cookie. Now, I bet a lot of you know about the mobile game Kick the Buddy, or Buddy Man Kick. This game was popular back in like 2013, 14. Even now, you probably know about it from the really like terrible mobile game ads for it. And the game is definitely decreased in quality. It's like garbage compared to what it used to be. But this one bootleg, this one ripoff app has perplexed me for so long. And by so long, I mean maybe like a month or so, because I learned about it like a month ago. Now this app, 3D Break the Cookie, there was this like series of games which was a ripoff of Kick the Buddy called Break the Cookie. And 3D Break the Cookie is the most interesting to me. Now, there was a few others like Break the Cookie Sports and a couple other ones. I'm not going to go into much detail. I want to make a full video about the company who made it, because they made a lot of crazy... They made like a gold mine full of lost mobile apps and lost mobile games. But this one game, guess how much footage there is that I could find? There's like a single video. There's like 2 videos. And they're like only like a minute of footage. There's barely any gameplay from any of the Break the Cookie games, but especially 3D Break the Cookie. It's this weird looking 3D kick the buddy game. It is so insanely weird looking, and it makes me flabbergasted that this was even a thing. It's just so weird. I don't know why. It's just weird to me, but like, it's definitely an interesting app. It looks like the gameplay was basically just kick the buddy, but in 3D. And it looks like really bad, actually. It looks like really bad 3D modeling and stuff. It just looks like such a weird app, and I kind of hope that this game gets found sometime, because it's just so weird. Fortnite Mobile. I think everybody knows the big game in 2017 to like 2019. Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, I think everyone knows Fortnite. I don't have to go over it that much. It's just like a Battle Royale shooting game. And the one that I want to focus on right now is the mobile port. Now, this was basically the same as Fortnite on PC and PlayStation and Xbox and every other one. But this app, I think everyone knows why it was taken down. Basically, Epic Games, the company behind it, didn't like that Apple had a percentage cut for when people bought stuff. So if someone were to buy $10 worth of V-Bucks, then Apple would get, I think, like $3 or so, and Fortnite would only get like $7, which I think, personally, I think it's fair. I mean, you're hosting it on the App Store, like, they gotta make money somehow. I know that's Apple, but like, still, they set the rules and stuff. But Fortnite made their own system to get around this. They would have a discount for players if they were to buy V-Bucks or any kind of stuff like that from the Epic Games store and not the App Store. It's kind of crazy that they did this. And what happened was Apple saw what was going on and they went to court over it, and Apple ended up winning and Fortnite was taken off the App Store. Now, it's already a crazy story. I mean, the most popular game in the past decade, one of the most popular games in the past decade, just getting taken off of the App Store over a dispute like this. But something happened later which was even crazier. Fortnite released their own strike against Apple, and they made a cutscene which was a 1984 parody, basically showing that Apple was like an evil mastermind trying to warp the minds of all Fortnite players or something like that. Not really, but it was just such a weird thing that they made. But it was honestly kind of funny, and you still can't download it on iOS anymore. However, you can still download it on Android from stuff like the Galaxy Store, I think, if you download the Epic Games launcher. So you can still play it on Android, which is cool, but for iOS, it's been taken down forever, and it might come back. People have said oh my god, Fortnite's gonna be coming back, but I don't think it's gonna be coming back on iOS for a while. But it's just crazy that Fortnite, of all games, was taken down from the App Store because Epic Games really did such a weird move, trying to get discounts for players who specifically avoid the payment for Apple. That is just so bizarre to me, but it's honestly kind of funny. Amazing Alex. Amazing Alex was this puzzle game made by Rovio. I remember playing this quite a lot back in the days of peak mobile gaming. But this app was taken off the App Store. And it was actually a really fun app. It was a really cool game. It was this puzzle game with a really cool art style to it. And they made this cool trailer for it. it was like a cartoon app almost. Like, it was like a game. It was like a cartoon as a game, and it was just a really cool game. It was like, there were these puzzles where you would have to get like certain stuff to knock over, to like knock a ball into like a basket or something, and collecting stars and whatnot. And I really wish that this game wasn't taken down, because it was really fun to play. And I bet many others remember this game as fondly as I do. And yeah, it was just a good game. It was like an app that was pretty cool. It was a fun game. It was a cool puzzle game. Garfield Go. This app is pretty bizarre, okay? Garfield Go, I think everyone knows that in 2016, Pokemon Go was quite possibly like the biggest app of all time. It's honestly probably one of the highest grossing apps ever created, because basically you could go out in the world, collect Pokemon on your phone, and catch them, just like how it was back with all of the older games, and just with the games in general. It really felt like you were a Pokemon trainer that could collect these monsters and Pokemon characters and have them fight and collect with and evolve them and collect all of them. It's like Pokemon Go. Everyone knows about it. However, of all the characters to make a Pokemon Go ripoff, I think the one that I would least suspect would be Garfield. Now, Garfield, of course, is well known for like being a lazy cat, and Pokemon Go basically encourages like exercise and going outside and like taking a nice walk and collecting Pokemon. But Garfield Go, you basically had to like find Garfield characters and like feed Garfield or something, but there was barely any other characters besides from Garfield. It was just a very poorly made app. Like, there was even a whole video about it by Saberspark. That was a pretty cool video. And it was just a really bizarre app. I don't even know how it was even made. Like, of all the characters to have a Pokemon Go ripoff, it is Garfield. And, like, it's just so weird. There's not much footage of the game, because not many people really downloaded it. No one cares about Garfield Go. And it's just, like, so weird that this was a game that was made. But it's kind of funny, to be honest. I mean, Garfield's legendary. Smosh Food Battle the game. Now, I would have put this in the YouTuber apps, but this is less of an app and more of a game. So, a lot of people probably know Smosh. They were extremely popular back in like very early days of YouTube, and they were still popular in like the 2010s kind of, until like Ian was the only person left and Anthony left Smosh, and now it's a very different channel. But back in the not even like the peak of Smosh, just like around the time when Smosh was still around, they decided to make a game off of their popular Food Battle series. Now, the Food Battle series was this basically long-running, every single year they would have a food battle, Ian and Anthony. Now, the whole entire thing was, Ian always picked pink frosted sprinkled donuts, and Anthony would always pick some other kind of weird food, and they decided, yeah, let's make this into a video game. So, they decided so the company that made it launched an Indiegogo campaign and reached over $250,000. $250,000. Most mobile games don't take that much, even ones on like this scale. It was a pretty big game and stuff. Like, it had quite a bit of stuff in it. And the story of the game is basically you had to like fight these food monsters, and like you had to like find all of these Smosh characters kind of, and you could talk to them and whatnot. And it was honestly kind of a colorful game, and it looked pretty nice. But later on, the app was deleted. Not like a long time after the game was made even. Like, and it wasn't even that popular really, like when it was shut down. But there's some controversy around this, because since they raised $250,000, a lot of people thought, no way a mobile game would take this much to make, and a lot of people accused them after the app was deleted of basically stealing people's money. And I'm not gonna comment on if that's true or not, just because I don't want to accuse them of like stealing people's money for Smosh Food Battle the game. But a lot of people were angry about it, and the app was kind of short-lived, I guess. And now it's kind of just like a lost Smosh game. And there's like another full video about it. I'll link that in the description. It's just like a very interesting case. Like, they had a fundraiser for this game, and then it was deleted. That's like kind of crazy, but I don't know. The game looks okay. I never played it personally, but it looks alright. Also, Smosh is pretty cool. Crazy Miner / Gold Miner. Now, I bet a lot of you, maybe even not a lot of you, but I bet some of you have seen this image before. What was this from? So, as you can obviously see, it was basically a recreation, like a bootleg, very obvious and very funny, honestly, bootleg of Wario World for the GameCube of all games, yeah. And you could tell that this was a mobile game, and at first I thought it was just a fake little like mock-up of like what a funny little Wario rip-off mobile game would be. And I just disregarded it, thinking, hey, this is probably just like an image someone made because it's funny. I'll still add it on the list just in case it's a real game. Until I found something. I searched for this game for a little bit, and what I found was something pretty interesting. On a Reddit thread, someone said, hey, look at this like Crazy Miner Wario game, like I want to find this game. And later on, they found another image of the game, the actual gameplay. Now, it looks like pretty weird, honestly, and they had said that they found it on like the Microsoft store, and it was only for like Windows 8 phones. Yeah, I'm not even lying right now. And I was honestly in disbelief. I thought that this game was fake, but no, it's real. It's just so weird that this was an actual game. And they even left a download link for it. And I mean, I'll probably link the Reddit thread in the description. I'd just be very wary, because I don't know because I didn't download it personally. I don't have a Windows phone. I don't know if it would even work, but I think I'm the first person to like actually make a video about this game when it's actually like found. So if anyone does want to try and download the game, go ahead. I won't stop you. If it does end up working, by the way, definitely upload a video of it, because I feel like it would be like cool to see that there's actual like footage of this game years after it was like first like became kind of like a meme online. So it's pretty cool that this game was like kind of found, but also I don't know if it's really fully found because I didn't try it out, but it's kind of cool that like at least there's some footage of it. I Am Rich. This app was released for a single day, making it the shortest lived app on this list. Basically, it was just made as a joke, and it costed $1,000, which, this was in 2008. Now it's like $1,400 for if you were to buy this app now. It was just taken down in one day. It had like no purpose. It just said, I am rich, to show that you're rich, basically, if you were to buy it. And something interesting about this app is that Mr. Beast made a video buying super expensive apps, and I think he bought this one, not this one, but like one made by the same person. So it's kind of well known for that, which is like kind of cool, I guess. But that's basically it. Send Me to Heaven. This app is so weird, but honestly kind of funny. Send Me to Heaven was an app released, and the point of it was for you to throw your phone in the sky as high as you possibly can, and I guess catch it or something. I don't even know how. I don't even know why this was an app. But there was supposedly over 1,000 broken phones because people downloaded this app and were stupid enough to actually try to get a high score on it. Yeah, I'm serious. There was a leaderboard with this app. This app was shortly taken off the App Store because it was pretty controversial. And it's still on the Google Play Store. You can still download it on Android and stuff. But it's just so weird that this was a official... Not even official. This was just an app that was made. It's honestly kind of funny, but also kind of stupid. However, there was a very early... Not even very early, just an early prototype of it on iOS. And it was by the developer, I'm pretty sure. He tried to sell his iPhone, and although badly damaged, the phone is still functional and is marketed as including the following bonus content: his ex-girlfriend's phone number, his dentist's phone number, some cat photographs, and some heavy metal songs. The phone was offered for $30,000 on Etsy and later $100,000 on some other website that I don't know how to pronounce. Why? That is so weird. I don't think anyone bought it, but still, it's so weird, but honestly kind of funny. Lucky Patcher. This is a very interesting app. I could not find any kind of release date for this, or when it was taken off the Google Play Store. But basically, this app was, so you would download it, and it would basically let you I think you could mod apps and stuff, so you could get unlimited coins or whatever in some apps. But also you could download apps for free. Not oh, you can download YouTube for free or something, free apps. You could download actual apps that costed money for free, which is probably illegal. Yeah. And basically, it was taken off the Google Play Store sometime, and you could do some crazy stuff on it. Yeah, so this app let you get rid of ads, let you download apps and games that costed money for free, and just a ton of other stuff, which was crazy and also probably illegal, some of them. But it was taken off the Google Play Store. You can still download it. I personally don't suggest it because I don't know if it's safe to download or whatever, but it's still, I guess, going strong years later. It says the last update was on April 1st of this year. Pretty ironic, I guess. But yeah, it's just a lost app now, and probably one of the more crazy ones on this list. Gangnam Style Massacre. Now, I think everyone probably knows Gangnam Style. It was one of the biggest songs in 2012. It was basically everywhere. It was the most viewed YouTube video at one point. And of course, with something so big as Gangnam Style, there would be tons of bootlegs and just tons of Gangnam Style stuff. I remember the guy who made Gangnam Style had a Crossy Road character, which is kind of funny. I don't know why I remember that, but of course there would be tons of bootlegs. And one of the bootleg apps was called Gangnam Style Massacre. Now, if anyone knows those bow and arrow games, I remember they were on tons of flash game sites. It was oh, you have to shoot an apple off of someone's head. This was basically one of those games, but it was a mobile game, and you would have to shoot a, I think it was a vase off of a character's head. So with this game, Gangnam Style Massacre, basically it ended up being changed after it was first released. And one of the theories why is because there was a shooting at the time when they changed the game, and I'm not gonna go into detail about it, but that is one of the theories, and there's like a few other ones. Some people say like possibly because they just wanted to change the game into something more like modern possibly, and they changed it into Gangnam Dance School. And this app was available to download, I think, until probably 2018, because it says that you can't like access it anymore. Can't like play it anymore. I don't know why I said access it, but yeah, you can't play it anymore. And the game was actually, a lot of people on YouTube found the story interesting of this game, and some YouTubers made videos of, oh, lost mobile games, and this was one of the games, mostly because there's like mystery behind it, and it's just like, it kind of goes deeper than most other lost mobile games. So this game ended up being found actually in, I think, this year or last year. So that's pretty cool that there's actually a found game. The Whole Pantry. Now this app itself isn't disturbing, but it's the backstory that is. The Whole Pantry was basically this app which would show you different, like, I think it was like different recipes and whatnot, kind of like it was like a cooking app. And it would like help you like step by step how to like cook certain dishes and whatnot, how to make certain foods. So it sounds normal, right? But the person behind it is what makes this disturbing. The person behind it was named Belle Gibson. She was popular in like 2013 and 14 and 15, and she had a brain cancer. And she said, oh, I did all of these different things and it helped me like cure my cancer in a way. And she made the app that would go along with it, and she even made a book called The Whole Pantry as well. And this app was so wildly successful to the point where Apple themselves wanted to make this a officially licensed app that would be automatically downloaded on phones and even the newly released Apple Watch. And this was a great business opportunity. Someone who was already very famous, and she had an app, and it was officially licensed. Everything seemed like it was going great. Until around like 2016, I think, when stuff really got dark. Now, people found out that she had been faking cancer, which is probably one of the absolute like worst things you could possibly do. And after this, there were a ton of different allegations. Even her mom and like family came out by saying like, hey, she never had this. There had been no medical records or anything like that. It was insane that this wildly successful, famous person with a famous app, a whole brand deal, was faking such a serious thing like this. And her app was taken off the App Store in probably around 2016, I would guess. And it's just disturbing because the person behind this app faked such a serious thing. And it's just crazy that she almost had a officially licensed app by Apple. Now, if you want to know more about this, like, I guess, like, story or case, I'll link a video by a YouTuber, which I actually found out about this app from, and it's just, like, insane. It's honestly a really good video, but it's just crazy that this whole app was made by such a, like, terrible person. It's really crazy. So that was 20 lost mobile games and apps. I thought that making this video would be a lot of fun, and honestly I've had fun making it, and hopefully you have had fun watching it or learn something new or whatever. Now, I would have made this into like an iceberg, but honestly I probably would have added more apps, probably like more close to like 80 or something. Also, I just don't want to make an iceberg video for this. I'd rather just make it like a normal list video. I'm probably gonna keep uploading a little bit more this year. I know I've been on a like hiatus for like 2 years, like a year and a half, 2 years. I just got burnt out from making YouTube videos, but I'm probably gonna continue making some more of them, just like on my own pace and whatnot, not like weekly uploads or whatever. But this was a pretty fun video to make. It was cool researching all the apps, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and yeah, bye.
Bro, 20 lost mobile games sounds like a fire video, by the way.